Act 1 of Titus Andronicus by William Shakespeare. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. Act 1, Scene 1. Rome, before the Capitol. The tomb of Andronici appearing, the tribunes and senators aloft. Enter, below from one side, Saturnius and his followers, and from the other side, Bassianus and his followers, with drum and colors.
Noble patricians, patrons of my right, defend the justice of my cause with arms. And countrymen, my loving followers, plead my successive title with your swords. I am his firstborn son, that was the last that wore the imperial diadem of Rome. Then let my father's honors live in me, nor wrong mine age with this indignity.
Romans, friends, followers, favourers of my right, if ever Bassianus, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, keep then this passage to the Capitol, and suffer not dishonour to approach the imperial seat, to virtue consecrate, to justice, continence, and nobility. But let in desert, in pure election shine, and Romans, fight for freedom in your choice.
Enter Marcus Andronicus aloft with the crown.
Princes, that strive by factions and by friends ambitiously for rule and empery, know that the people of Rome, for whom we stand a special party, have, by common voice, in election for the Roman empery, chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pius, for many good and great deserts to Rome. A nobler man, a braver warrior, lives not this day within the city walls. He by the Senate is assitted home, from weary wars against the barbarous Goths, that, with his sons a terror to our foes, hath yoked a nation strong, trained up in arms. 10 years are spent since first he undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms our enemy's pride. 5 times he hath returned bleeding to Rome, bearing his valiant sons in coffins from the field, and now, at last, laden with horror's spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome, renowned Titus, flourishing in arms. Let us entreat, by honour of his name, whom worthily you would have now succeed. And in the Capitol and Senate's right, whom you pretend to honour and adore, that you withdraw you and abate your strength, dismiss your followers, and, as suitors should, plead your deserts in peace and humbleness.
How fair the tribune speaks to calm my thoughts.
Marcus Andronicus, so I do ally in thy uprightness and integrity, and so I love and honour thee and thine, thy noble brother Titus and his sons, and her to whom my thoughts are humbled all, gracious Lavinia, Rome's rich ornament, that I will here dismiss my loving friends, and to my fortunes and the people's favour commit my cause in balance to be weighed.
Exeunt the followers of Bassianus.
Friends, that have been thus forward in my right, I thank you all and here dismiss you all. And to the love and favour of my country commit myself, my person, and the cause.
Exeunt the followers of Saturnius.
Rome, be as just and gracious unto me, as I am confident and kind to thee. Open the gates, and let me in.
Tribunes, and me a poor competitor.
Flourish. Saturnius and Bassianus go up into the Capitol. Enter Captain.
Romans, make way. The good Andronicus, patron of virtue, Rome's best champion, successful in the battles that he fights, with honour and with fortune is returned from where he circumcised with his sword and brought to yoke the enemies of Rome.
Drums and trumpets sounded. Enter Martius and Mutius. After them, 2 men bearing a coffin covered with black, then Lucius and Quintus. After them, Titus Andronicus, and then Tamara, with Alarbus, Demetrius, Chiron, Aaron, and other Goths, prisoners, soldiers, and people following. The bearers set down the coffin, and Titus speaks.
Hail, Rome, victorious in thy mourning weeds! Lo, as the bark that hath discharged her fraught returns with precious lading to the bay from whence at first she weighed her anchorage, cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel boughs, to re-salute his country with his tears, tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Thou great defender of this capital, Stand gracious to the rights that we intend. Romans, of 25 valiant sons, half of the number that King Priam had, behold the poor remains, alive and dead. These that survive let Rome reward with love. These that I bring unto their latest home, with burial amongst their ancestors. Here Goths have given me leave to sheathe my sword. Titus, unkind and careless of thine own, why sufferest thou thy sons, unburied yet, to hover on the dreadful shore of Styx? Make way to lay them by their brethren.
The tomb is opened.
There greet in silence as the dead are wont, and sleep in peace, slain in your country's wars. O sacred receptacle of my joys, sweet cell of virtue and nobility, how many sons of mine hast thou in store, that thou wilt never render to me more.
Give us the proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs, and on a pile Adamane's fratrum sacrifice his flesh before the earthy prison of their bones, that so the shadows be not unappeased, nor we disturbed with prodigies on earth.
I give him you the noblest that survives, the eldest son of this distressed queen.
Stay, Roman brethren, gracious conqueror, victorious Titus, rue the tears I shed, a mother's tears in passion for her son. And if thy sons were ever dear to thee, O think my son to be as dear to me. Sufficeth not that we are brought to Rome to beautify thy triumphs, and return captive to thee and to thy Roman yoke, but must my sons be slaughtered in the streets for valiant doings in their country's cause? O, if to fight for king and commonweal were piety in thine, it is in these. Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them then in being merciful. Sweet mercy is nobility's true badge. Thrice noble Titus, spare my firstborn son.
Patient yourself, madam, and pardon me. These are their brethren, whom you Goths beheld alive and dead, and for their brethren slain, religiously they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must, to appease their groaning shadows that are gone.
Away with him, and make a fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed.
Exeunt Lucius, Quintus, Martius, and Mutius with Alarbus.
O cruel, irreligious piety!
Was ever Scythia half so barbarous?
Oppose not Scythia to ambitious Rome. Alarbus goes to rest, and we survive to tremble under Titus' threatening looks. Then, madam, stand resolved, but hope withal the self-same gods that armed the Queen of Troy, with opportunity of sharp revenge upon the Thracian tyrant in his tent, may favor Tamara, the Queen of Goths, when Goths were Goths and Tamara was queen, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
Re-enter Lucius, Quintus, Martius, and Mutius, with their swords bloody.
See, lord and father, how we have performed our Roman rites. Alarbus' limbs are lopped, and entrails feed the sacrificing fire, whose smoke like incense doth perfume the sky. Remaineth naught but to inter our brethren, and with loud alarums welcome them to Rome.
Let it be so, and let Andronicus make this his latest farewell to their souls.
Trumpets sounded, and the coffin laid in the tomb.
In peace and honor rest you here, my sons. Rome's readiest champions repose you here in rest, secure from worldly chances and mishaps. Here lurks no treason, here no envy swells, here grow no damned grudges, here no storms, no noise, but silence and eternal sleep. In peace and honor rest you here, my sons.
Enter Lavinia.
In peace and honor live Lord Titus long. My noble lord and father live in fame. Lo, at this tomb my tributary drops I render for my brethren's obsequies, and at thy feet I kneel with tears of joy shed on the earth for thy return to Rome. O bless me here with thy victorious hand, whose fortunes Rome's best citizens applaud.
Kind Rome, that hast thus lovingly reserved the cordial of mine age to glad my heart. Lavinia, live, outlive thy father's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praise.
Enter below Marcus Andronicus and tribunes. Re-enter Saturnius and Bassianus, attended.
Long live Lord Titus, my beloved brother, gracious triumpher in the eyes of Rome.
Thanks, gentle tribune, noble brother Marcus.
And welcome, nephews from successful wars, you that survive, and you that sleep in fame. Fair lords, your fortunes are alike in all, that in your country's service drew your swords. But safer triumph is this funeral pomp, that hath aspired to Solon's happiness, and triumphs over chance in honour's bed. Titus Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend in justice thou hast ever been, send thee by me their tribune and their trust, this palliament of white and spotless hue, and name thee in election for the empire. With these our late deceased emperor's sons. Be candidatus then, and put it on, and help to set a head on headless Rome.
A better head her glorious body fits than his that shakes for age and feebleness. What should I don this robe and trouble you? Be chosen with proclamations today. Tomorrow yield up rule, resign my life, and set abroad new business for you all. Rome, I have been thy soldier 40 years, and led my country's strength successfully, and buried 21 valiant sons, knighted in field, slain manfully in arms, in right and service of their noble country. Give me a staff of honour for mine age, but not a sceptre to control the world. Upright he held it, lords that held it last.
Titus, thou shalt obtain, and ask the empery.
Proud and ambitious tribune, canst thou tell?
Patience, Prince Saturninus.
Romans, do me right. Patricians, draw your swords and sheathe them not, till Saturninus be Rome's emperor. Andronicus, would thou wert shipped to hell, rather than rob me of the people's hearts?
Proud Saturnine, interrupter of the good that noble-minded Titus means to thee.
Content thee, Prince, I will restore to thee the people's hearts, and wean them from themselves.
Andronicus, I do not flatter thee, but I honour thee, and will do till I die. My faction, if thou strengthen with thy friends, I will most thankful be, and thanks to men of noble minds is honourable meed.
People of Rome and people's tribunes here, I ask your voices and your suffrages. Will you bestow them friendly on Andronicus?
To gratify the good Andronicus, and gratulate his safe return to Rome, the people will accept whom he admits.
Tribunes, I thank you, and this suit I make, that you create your emperor's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, whose virtues will, I hope, reflect on Rome as Titan's rays on earth, and ripen justice in this commonweal. Then, if you will elect by my advice, crown him, and say, Long live our emperor.
With voices and applause of every sort, patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturninus, Rome's great emperor, and say, Long live our Emperor Saturnine.
A long flourish till they come down.
Titus Andronicus, for thy favours done to us in our election this day, I give thee thanks in part of thy deserts, and will with deeds requite thy gentleness, and for an onset, Titus, to advance thy name and honourable family, Lavinia will I make my empress, Rome's royal mistress, mistress of my heart, and in the sacred pantheon her espouse. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee?
It doth, my worthy lord, and in this match I hold me highly honoured of your grace. And here, in sight of Rome to Saturnine, king and commander of our commonweal, the wide world's emperor, do I consecrate my sword, my chariot, and my prisoners. Presents, well worthy Rome's imperial lord. Receive them, then, the tribute that I owe, mine honour's ensigns humbled at thy feet.
Thanks, noble Titus, father of my life. How proud I am of thee and of thy gifts. Rome shall record, and when I do forget the list of these unspeakable deserts, Romans, forget your fealty to me.
To Tamara.
Now, madam, are you prisoner to an emperor, to him that for your honour and your state will use you nobly and your followers?
A goodly lady, trust me of the hue that I would choose, were I to choose anew. Clear of fair queen, that cloudy countenance, though chance of war hath wrought this change of cheer, thou comest not to be made a scorn in Rome. Princely shall be thy usage every way. Rest on my oath, and let not discontent daunt all your hopes. Madam, he comforts you. can make you greater than the Queen of Gods. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this.
Not I, my lord, sith true nobility warrants these words in princely courtesy.
Thanks, sweet Lavinia. Romans, let us go. Ransomless here we set our prisoners free. Proclaim our honors, lords, with trump and drum.
Flourish. Saturnius courts Tamara in dumb show.
Lord Titus, by your leave, this maid is mine.
Seizing Lavinia.
How, sir? Are you in earnest, then, my lord?
I, noble Titus, and resolved withal to do myself with reason and this right.
Suum cuique is our Roman justice. This prince, in justice, seizeth but his own.
And that he will and shall if Lucius live.
Traitors avaunt, where is the Emperor's guard? Treason, my lord. Lavinia is surprised.
Surprised? By whom?
By him that justly may bear his betrothed from all the world away.
Exeunt Bassianus and Marcus with Lavinia.
Brothers, help to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this door safe.
Exeunt Lucius, Quintus, and Martius.
Follow, my lord, and I'll soon bring her back.
My lord, you pass not here.
What villain boy? Barst me my way in Rome.
Stabbing Mutius.
Help, Lucius, help!
Dies. During the fray, Saturnius, Tamara, Demetrius, Chiron, and Aaron go out and re-enter above. Re-enter Lucius.
My lord, you are unjust, and more than so. In wrongful quarrel you have slain your son.
Nor thou nor he are any sons of mine. My sons would never so dishonour me. Traitor, restore Lavinia to the Emperor.
Dead if you will, but not to be his wife. That is another's lawful promised love.
Exit.
No, Titus, no. The Emperor needs her not. Nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by laser him that marks me once, thee never. Nor thy traitorous softy sons. Confederates all thus to dishonour me. Was there none else in Rome to make his tale but Saturnine? Full well, Andronicus. I agreed his deeds with that proud brag of thine, that saidest I begged the empire at thy hands.
O monstrous, what reproachful words are these?
But go thy ways. Go give the changing pace to him that flourished for her with his sword. A valiant son-in-law thou shalt enjoy, one fit to band thee with thy lawless sons, to ruffle in the commonwealth of Rome.
These words are razors to my wounded heart.
And therefore, lovely Tamora, Queen of Gods, that like the stately Phoebe amongst her nymphs dost overshine the gallantest dames of Rome, if thou be pleased with this my sudden choice, behold, I choose thee, Tamora, for my bride, and will create the Empress of Rome. Speak, Queen of Gods, dost thou applaud my choice? And here I swear by all the Roman gods, set priest and holy water are so near, and tapers burn so bright and everything in readiness for Hymenia's stand. I will not resalute the streets of Rome or climb my palace, till from forth this place I lead espoused my bride along with me.
And here, in sight of heaven, to Rome I swear, if Saturnine advance the Queen of Goths, she will a handmaid be to his desires, a loving nurse, a mother to his youth.
Ascend, fair Queen, Pantheon. Lords, accompany your noble Emperor and his lovely bride, sent by the heavens for Prince Saturnine, whose wisdom hath her fortune conquered. There shall we consummate our spousal rites.
Exeunt all but Titus.
I am not bid to wait upon this bride. Titus, when wouldst thou want to walk alone, dishonoured thus, and challenge it of wrongs?
Re-enter Marcus, Lucius, Quintus, and Martius.
O Titus, see, O see what thou hast done! In a bad quarrel slain a virtuous son.
No, foolish tribune, no, no son of mine, nor thou, nor these, confederates in the deed that hath dishonoured all our family, unworthy brother, and unworthy sons.
But let us give him burial as becomes. Give Mutius burial with our brethren.
Traitors away, he rests not in this tomb. This monument 500 years hath stood, which I have sumptuously re-edified. Here none but soldiers and Rome's servitors repose in fame, none basely slain in brawls. Bury him where you can, he comes not here.
My lord, this is impiety in you. My nephew Mutius' deeds do plead for him. He must be buried with his brethren.
And shall, or him we will accompany.
And shall. What villain was it that spake that word?
He that would vouch it in any place but here.
What, would you bury him in my despite?
No, noble Titus, but entreat of thee to pardon Mutius, and to bury him.
Marcus, even thou hast struck upon my crest, and with these boys mine honour thou hast wounded. My foes I do repute to you every one, so trouble me no more, but get you gone.
He is not with himself. Let us withdraw.
Not I, till Mutius' bones be buried.
Marcus and the sons of Titus kneel.
Brother, for in that name doth nature plead.
Father, and in that name doth nature speak.
Speak thou no more, if all the rest will speed.
Renowned Titus, more than half my soul.
Dear father, soul and substance of us all.
Suffer thy brother Marcus to inter his noble nephew here in Virtue's nest, that died in honour, and Lavinia's cause. Thou art a Roman, be not barbarous. The Greeks upon advice did bury Ajax that slew himself, and wise Laertes' son did graciously plead for his funerals. Let not young Mutius, then, that was thy joy, be barred his entrance here.
Rise, Marcus, rise. The dismalest day is this that e'er I saw, to be dishonoured by my sons in Rome. Well, bury him, and bury me the next.
Mutius is put into the tomb.
There lie thy bones, sweet Mutius, with thy friends, till we with trophies do adorn thy tomb.
Kneeling.
No man shed tears for noble Mutius. He lives in fame that died in Virtue's cause. My lord, to step out of these dreary dumps, how comes it that the subtle queen of the Goths is of a sudden thus advanced in Rome?
I know not, Marcus, but I know it is. Whether by device or no, the heavens can tell. Is she not then beholding to the man that brought her for this high good turn so far? Yes, and will nobly him remunerate.
Flourish. Re-enter from one side, Saturnius attended, Tamara, Demetrius, Chiron, and Aaron. From the other, Bassianus, Lavinia, and others.
So, Bassianus, you have played your prize. God give you joy, sir, of your gallant bride.
And you have yours, my lord. I say no more, nor wish no less, and so I take my leave.
Traitor, if Rome have law or we have power, thou and thy faction shall repent this rape.
Rape, call you it, my lord, to seize my own, my truth-betrothed love, and now my wife? But let the laws of Rome determine all. Meanwhile, I am possessed of that is mine.
It is good, sir. You are very short with us. But if we leave, we will be as sharp with you.
My lord, what I have done, as best I may, answer I must and shall do with my life. Only thus much I give your grace to know, by all the duties that I owe to Rome. This noble gentleman, Lord Titus here, is in opinion and in honour wronged, that the rescue of Lavinia with his own hand did slay his youngest son. In zeal to you, and highly moved to wrath to be controlled in that he frankly gave, receive him, then, to favour Saturnine, that hath expressed himself in all his deeds, a father and a friend to thee and Rome.
Prince Bassianus, leave to plead my deeds. 'Tis thou and those that have dishonoured me. Rome and the righteous heavens be my judge, how I have loved and honoured Saturnine.
My worthy lord, if ever Tamara were gracious in those princely eyes of thine, then hear me speak in indifferently for all, and at my suit, sweet, pardon what is past.
What, madam? Be dishonoured openly, and basely put it up without revenge?
Not so, my lord. The gods of Rome forfend I should be author to dishonour you. But on mine honour dare I undertake for good Lord Titus' innocence in all, whose fury not dissembled speaks his griefs. Then at my suit look graciously on him, Lose not so noble a friend on vain suppose, nor with sour looks afflict his gentle heart.
Aside to Saturnius.
My lord, be ruled by me, be one at last. Dissemble all your griefs and discontents. You are but newly planted in your throne. Lest then the people and patricians too upon a just survey take Titus' part, and so supplant you for ingratitude, which Rome reputes to be a heinous sin. Yield at entreats, and then let me alone. I'll find a day to massacre them all, and raze their faction and their family, the cruel father and his traitorous sons, to whom I sued for my dear son's life, and make them know what 'tis to let a queen kneel in the streets and beg for grace in vain.
Aloud.
Come, come, sweet emperor! Come, Andronicus, take up this good old man, and cheer the heart that dies in tempest of thy angry frown.
Rise, Titus, rise. My empress had prevailed.
I thank your majesty, and her, my lord. These words, these looks, infuse new life in me.
Titus, I am incorporate in Rome, a Roman now adopted happily, and must advise the emperor for his good. This day all quarrels die, Andronicus, and let it be mine honour, good my lord, that I have reconciled your friends and you. For you, Prince Bassianus, I have passed my word, and promised to the emperor, that you will be more mild and tractable. And fear not, lords, and you, Lavinia, by my advice all humbled on your knees, you shall ask pardon of his majesty.
We do, and vow to heaven and to his highness that what we did was mildly as we might, tendering our sister's honour and our own.
That, on mine honour, here I do protest.
Away and talk not. Trouble us no more.
Nay, nay, sweet emperor, we must all be friends. The tribune and his nephews kneel for grace. I will not be denied. Sweetheart, look back.
Marcus, for thy sake and thy brother's here, and at my lovely Timora's entreats, I do remit this young man's highness falls. Stand up. Lavinia, though you left me like a child, I found a friend, and sure as death I swore, I would not part a bachelor from the priest. Come, if the emperor's court can feast two brides, you are my guest, Lavinia, and your friends. This day shall be a love day, Timora.
Tomorrow, an it please your majesty to hunt the panther and the hart with me, with horn and hound, will give your grace bonjour.
Be it so, Titus, and gramercy too.
Flourish, exeunt. End of Act 1, Scene 1. End of Act 1.